So I've just returned home from the game against Aston Villa. West Ham United won, Aston Villa won. I did a video on my way home, on my way from outside the stadium, and I kind of looked at it as I was sort of coming back, and I realised it was quite a rant, and it really didn't make much sense. So I thought I'd have another go to give my analysis of the game against Aston Villa. And it's a bit of a mixed analysis, to be quite honest with you, because first of all, we didn't play that badly. Had we been mid-table, top half of the league, and drew 1-1 against Aston Villa at home, we probably wouldn't thought much more about it. Would have gone, okay, yeah, decent game, and it is what it is, and we got a point, and on we go. But given the situation that we're in, and we're just above the relegation zone now, only by goal difference against Bournemouth, who are third from bottom, and we're fourth from bottom, the whole game, it takes a completely different perspective. And it's the perspective of, it's really disappointing that we didn't walk away with 3 points. I think we played well. I think we did okay. I think we held our own. We kind of, Aston Villa scored a goal against the run of play, their first attack of the game, and they scored. It came from the right side of our defence, and we've been suffering for that since Soufal has been out injured, and it's possible that Soufal may not be back before the end of the season, given the injury that he has. So it came as no surprise that Ben Johnson against Brighton last week was poor. And Thilo Kehrer, who I've quite liked early start of the season, has also now shown a bit of, well, for quite a few games now, a situation where he has made mistakes, or he's given goals away, or he's given too much space to players to cross the ball in, etc. And lo and behold, that's what he did. He gave too much space, and Ollie Watkins scored the first goal, the only goal for Villa. But we got back into it. Whereas in the past, earlier this season, our heads would go down, and we kind of wouldn't get a goal back. What we did was we got a penalty, deserved. A lot of people will say it's a soft penalty, but in the grand scheme of things, I think any team would have called for that, and would have been happy to have gotten that penalty when Paqueta got fouled in the box. And Said Benrahma stepped up quite confidently and smashed the ball into the back of the net. And I thought going into the second half, that was good. We were back into the game, quite composed. And I thought we're going to, probably the only team that were going to score. And as the game wore on, we had the better of chances, and a number of players played decently. I think our defence, even Zuma looks so unfit. He kind of held his own. Emerson looks to be getting better and better as a left back. I don't think Declan Rice had a good game. Paqueta got a yellow card, which it's understandable why he got brought off in order to not get sent off. But he was upset with that, and he stormed down down to the dressing room once he was substituted. And I think someone must have said to him, well, explain to him, this is why you were subbed. And he came back and he sat down on the subs bench. But he was unhappy for getting subbed. And I get it, because I think he was playing quite well. I think Thomas Souček had a decent game. He was cutting out balls, getting involved, doing quite well in central midfield. Like I said, I think of the three central midfielders, Paqueta, Souček and Rice, I think Rice was the one who had the worst game, kept giving the ball away throughout the game. And then up front, Bowen, I think, was industrious. I think he was really good. I think he was creating a lot of chances. But unfortunately, nothing was falling at Ings' feet. And of course, everyone was talking about, oh, if only Antonio was here. Well, really? And in all honesty, if only Antonio was here, I don't think it would have been any better. Ings is a completely different player. You play the ball to his feet, and you'll see a completely different Danny Ings, as we did against Nottingham Forest a couple of weeks back. And I think Benrahma was really good. I think Benrahma played pretty decently. But Benrahma kind of ran out of steam, and that's where you expect your subs to come in. So to bring Danny Ings off and put Maxwell Cornet on was a bit of a surprise. Now, look, Cornet was lively. I think he's actually going to be quite crucial to us if he stays fit for the rest of the season. I think he did fairly well. But I guess I would have brought on Cornet for Benrahma, and it wouldn't have mattered. I wouldn't have minded that because Benrahma was running out of ideas, and Cornet coming on would have kind of made sense. But what David Moyes did was he brought Cornet on for Danny Ings. When it's 1-1 and you're looking to get another goal because you need to win a game, I found that quite surprising. Keep Ings on because you never know what will happen. And I think what upsets me with David Moyes is he doesn't want to lose. I get that. But at the same time, he doesn't seem to want to win. And taking your striker off, we had no striker on, basically, at 1-1 with 70 minutes or so gone, 75 minutes gone, however long it was, before Maxwell Cornet came on. Why on earth did he not bring on Gianluca Scamacca? I don't know what the hell's going on now. Apparently, apparently Moyes has said that Scamacca doesn't apply himself during training. Well, if that's the case, mate, don't have him on the bench. Bring Divine Mbama and put him on the bench. You've talked about Mbama willing to run, willing to bust a gut for West Ham. So then why not actually have Divine Mbama on the bench, then have a player that you believe is not pulling out all the stops in training? Now, it was odd. So look, fine bringing on Maxwell Cornet. I think he looked quite industrious. I think he looked really decent, to be quite honest with you. And in the run-in for the end of the season, I think he's going to be extremely important for us. So if you're not thinking that Gianluca Scamacca is putting the effort in during training, then why on earth have him on the bench? And I felt sorry for Scamacca because he got stripped down, I don't know, into injury time, 6 minutes injury time. He was ready to come on. And what did Moyes do? Moyes didn't bring him on. I'm really shocked. And at a time when we weren't chasing the game, it was 1-1, but at a time when we need a goal in order to win the game, in order to put us up to 14th place in the league if we'd have won, David Moyes didn't do it. David Moyes had Scamacca waiting on. Why? Why did he have him on the sidelines, stripped down, ready to come on, and he didn't do it? Is this some narcissism from David Moyes? Is this belligerent approach of it's my way and I don't care what anybody thinks and I'll do it my way, and because I can, I won't bring Scamacca on? I think it's wrong. I think we've got a number of very unhappy players. We know Ariola's not happy because apparently he was told he'd be first choice goalkeeper and he's only in by default. And we hear now that Fabianski's back training, and there's absolutely no doubt at all that once Fabianski's fit, Ariola will be dropped. Ariola pulled off a great save in the first half to keep the game at 1-1. Point blank save, and he kept us in the game. And I think Ariola has deserved this chance to get an opportunity to get into the first team, and he's been extremely unlucky. First two games that he starred in, we had 7 goals smacked past us, 3 from Man United and 4 from Brighton. And I think the only error that he made was probably the first goal against Man U when Agurd scored the own goal. But all the other 6 goals, you can't argue that it was anything to do with him. We just poor defending. But damn well that once Fabianski's fit, Ariola will be dropped. Scamacca, if he's not fit and if he's not putting in the effort, then don't put him on the bench. Go for somebody else, drop him completely. It's a worry. Paqueta, the way he basically stormed down the tunnel as soon as he got subbed. He didn't shake Maxwell Cornet's hand. Oh no, he didn't shake Fornals' hand because Fornals came on for him. He didn't shake David Moyes' hand. He just went down, and then after a few minutes he came back up and sat on the bench. He must have been told to do so. So he's not happy. Scamacca can't be happy. Ariola can't be happy. We've got, it was the first time that we had all our new signings available, either on the pitch or on the bench, I can't know, since the start of this season. But we've got unhappy players because David Moyes does it his way. And David Moyes, despite the fact that we needed a win today, decided, for whatever reason, that Scamacca wasn't coming on the bench. He would rather have put on a player that's been out of the team, unfit for the last, 3-4 months in Cornet, than put Scamacca on as a striker. There's a massive, massive issue there, a massive concern. David Moyes needs to get off his ego stick and start putting some players on that are likely to win us the game. This massive ego from David Moyes is likely to see us relegated. And it's the first time that I've said this season, that I think we are prime for relegation. Not because we don't have the squad, but because David Moyes doesn't know how to use the squad accordingly. I'm worried. We're only goal difference off being in the bottom three. We now have a break. Of course, we've got the Larnaca game to come, and then we have a break, and we've got a massive game at home against Southampton. And if David Moyes doesn't stop massaging his own ego and starts using players that we believe that could make a difference, then we will get relegated. And I've not said it before until now. All season I've backed Moyes. All season I've backed all the rhetoric about, players taking time to bed in. If players aren't in form, then you drop them, etc., etc. And I've got everything, all the excuses that have been used, I've sort of backed. But now, coming back from that game, we didn't play badly. Let me re-emphasise. If we were mid-table or in the top half of the table, we would have taken this point and gone, right, no problem, we move on. But unfortunately, David Moyes is more risk averse than I realised, and he's cost us 2 points rather than gaining us a point, because he didn't want to bring on two strikers at a time when having two strikers on could have made a massive difference. Join me for the West Ham Weekly on Monday night. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe button and the bell notification to let you know when I'm next on. I don't know where to go from here. I think we'll all be really, really happy for the international break, so we can all take a deep breath and see what happens from there on in.